All right, so I am doing a teach every week where I'm going to go live on my public figure page and my personal page. And so we have a really busy weekend this weekend, and so I'm going to do a Friday happy hour with you tonight. Last week I did it on Sunday evening. So hi Sam, this came up. So when you come do a workshop with me, you do the Rising Ever Upward work with me. Hi, Jordan and Jerry. You get added with your permission, of course, to a Facebook group. So I think we have like 60 people in the Rising Ever Upward Facebook group. And I think I've shared this before, but I know that Facebook group will be the single most important thing I have ever done on this earth. It just is this place of people from all over the country who have been brave and made the sacrifice and the investment to come do the work with me, the Rising Ever Upward curriculum. And so we just have this community where we can rumble and struggle and triumph and ask for help and things like that. So my friend Tiffany actually posted on there today and was like, I am really struggling. I have a friend in struggle and I so badly just want to say, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. And I know that that's not the work that we have learned. And so I was like, you know what I'm going to do? Because then I went back and helped her with some language, of course. And I was like, you inspired this week's live teach. So here we are. So, and I think in reality that there's been a lot of struggle in 2018 for a lot of people, a lot of deaths, just a lot of hardships. It just seems like this year is off to a doozy. No matter how small you may consider your hardship or struggle is struggle, hard is hard, loss is loss. There is no use in comparison at all. And so, and I shared last week a little bit of this in Therapy Thursday, because my grandpa died. And I challenged people on my personal page to not just say what we have been trained to say, which is, I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm sorry. And I'll have people on here, and you can feel free to argue with me in the comments if you would like. And I would like to challenge you to open your eyes and your heart to perhaps a little bit of this other side of the teaching, that I'm sorry is a sign of respect. And I get that. I also know that it is a sign of respect because it's what we've been taught, and now we know better, so we can do better. So when we say, I'm so sorry you're going through this, I'm so sorry for your loss, that's sympathy. It's not empathy. Sympathy, defined by Brene Brown. Sympathy, I feel for you. Empathy, I feel with you. I've always struggled with the I'm sorry especially when there's a death. And it really hit home for me when we ended our infertility journey and we lost our 3 babies, and people would say, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't imagine. And I love teaching the difference between empathy and sympathy with my own story, because when you say you're so sorry, you can't imagine my pain, I feel so alone. And I already feel alone as a 38-year-old woman who can't have kids. That's sympathy. I'm sorry is sympathy. It's saying I feel for you, you poor thing. I can't imagine what you're going through. That is you looking down into the hole of my pain and despair instead of sitting with me in it. I don't need you to get in my shame and grief with me, but you can practice vulnerability to sit with me in it. So empathy, I feel for you. So taking my life as an example, someone who has the courage to walk into their own vulnerability and to feel the pain of what it must be like to not be able to have kids when you really wanted them. That takes vulnerability and courage. And when you are empathic and you step into my truth with me and sit beside me, with me in my pain, instead of I'm so sorry, you say something like, that sucks. You would have been a great mom. Or in the example of death, actually, my friend Sines actually said the best comment, and I've stolen it with my own little flair and used it on multiple Facebook statuses because I've had so much death in my life in 2018. But instead of saying, I'm so sorry, to be able to say, like, that really sucks. Grief is brutal. I am sending so much love and prayers to your family. May his best qualities shine through you and others that he lived and loved, like something like that. Because one, like, you don't really know the family situation. Unfortunately, human relationships are really complicated, and death only further complicates it. So I loved what she said, like, may his best qualities shine through you and those lives that he touched. And, I always add, like, this sucks. Grief is brutal. I'm sending you so much love and so many prayers. Like, that's empathy. Because when we say, I'm sorry, for me, the first thought that happens is, you didn't do anything. And because I really understand empathy and sympathy, I feel disconnected when you're unwilling to step into your own vulnerability and feel my pain with me. Now, the other side of that is that basically, don't let your ego or society tell you that there's no way that you can imagine the pain that someone is going through, because we're human. We're wired for emotion. Like, even if you have 7 kids and you never struggled with any pregnancy losses or infertility, you can still identify with my story of grief and loss, because I am willing to bet your life hasn't turned out exactly the way you hoped, dreamed, and planned. We all have grief. We all know what it's like to experience anger and desperation and longing and yearning and sadness and grief. And so it's there that you identify and you have the courage to step into your vulnerability and feel that human emotion, to practice empathy and feel with your loved one versus feeling for them, because that only makes them feel more alone. And healing will never, ever take place in disconnection. I did take notes for this. I forgot them in the other room when I was trying to get the dog settled. So, you need some scripts. That sucks. What can I do? That sucks. Can I come sit with you? Grief is really brutal. This sure as hell doesn't feel fair. Your life kind of sucks now. I've literally said that so many times this week. I have a loved one really struggling, and I feel so powerless to help her. But I know that when I meet her with my empathy and I see her in her pain and I hear her, that is more than any gift card of food I can freaking provide her or whatever, because that's all I got, because I'm so far away from her right now. So I will love her and see her and hear her in my empathy. And even if that's all I can say is, this really effing sucks. That's what I got. And in that moment, she is seen and heard, and she knows she's loved. In which case, she's allowed to rumble with the shit that's happening in her life. And she knows she has someone. And in so many aspects of our lives, that is enough power to heal. So, thank you for joining me on this Friday happy hour. So I forgot my notes, and I also didn't pour myself a glass of wine. Thought about grabbing my Plexus pink drink. I forgot that too. And as I was like settling down, I was like, this is a terrible idea to do this at 4:45 because the dogs are hungry. But like, Gertie's looking at me with her awesome face. But so I would love to hear. You're allowed to disagree with me, obviously. I mean, Brene Brown's research, though, is pretty legit. But we can have a conversation about it. So I would love to hear how empathy has changed your life. I will fight to keep bringing this work to the world. There's Gertie. Because I've seen it change too many people's lives. So, I'm also going to, I'm full disclosure, little update. I'm going to be doing these every week, like I said at the beginning. I just haven't decided. I probably need to do it at a set time, but my schedule's so crazy. But sometime between Friday and Sunday, I'm going to hop on live and do a teach. I'm also going to be uploading these videos to my YouTube channel because, as you have guessed, I am growing the YouTube channel and no longer posting Therapy Thursday and now Take Care Tuesday on Facebook because YouTube I can monetize eventually when I get enough subscribers. So you just have to hop over there. It's still free for you. You just have to click an extra button. So, but I need to get my watch minutes up over on YouTube and my subscribers up. But so I love teaching this work and I love my Facebook audience. Because my best friends are here, and major Rising Ever Upward Warriors are here. So, I'm going to do these lives every week here on Facebook and then I'll upload them to YouTube. So, oh, Gemma, I love that. Empathy took me out of the darkness. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm going to end with that. Thank you for being here. Make it an amazing weekend. The sun is shining here. Thank you for being here.